everyone, so today's video is all about Izzy's amazing journey and how I trained her. Although I would love to one day be a professional horse trainer, I'm definitely not yet, and everything in this video is just what I've found to work for me. So after my first ever little training session with Izzy, I wrote a record of what I did with her, so I'll just insert that here. So this is just what I did with Izzy the first time I was able to work with her. And getting a follow-up with your horse is definitely something I would recommend, as it builds very strong foundations and you'll communicate with your horse in a way that gains their trust, respect, and they will accept you as leader and want to be your partner. There are a few ways to achieve this, and the way I do it usually depends on the horse's personality. You can do a Monty Roberts style join-up with your horse. You can use the method I explained I originally did with Izzy, which is perfect for a nervous horse, or for a more pushy horse, this is what I recommend. I like to use a Monty Roberts dually head collar on Izzy because horses learn from pressure release. So what I would do with a more pushy pony is ask them to back up and take control of the movement of their feet to establish leadership. By rubbing her between the eyes in her blind spot, I'm establishing, and by turning my back and walking away, I'm showing that I'm not a predator. Once you have built very strong foundations of your horse, you can start to introduce the feeling of having something strapped around them and on their back. Remember that this goes back to instincts. I start with a bareback pad. I like to introduce new tack and equipment the same way I introduce myself. By touching and walking away, you can gradually slide the pad further and further onto the horse's back until the horse will comfortably follow you with the pad on their back and the girth done up. Next, I start training Izzy to the riding cues from the ground using pressure release. This means that you keep gently and quietly persisting with the cue and let the horse experiment until they do the right thing. Then you immediately release all the pressure. You can also train the horse to voice commands, which I'll insert here. So this is how I trained Izzy to voice commands. Once Izzy will respond to the cues from the ground, I begin to long rein her. First, you have to desensitize the horse to the lines the same way as with the bareback pad. And remember to start by the side of the horse and gradually move back. Next, I introduce Izzy to the idea of having a human on her back. I start by gently reaching my hand over her back and patting her neck on the other side, so she learns that I can appear on the other side of her, and stand on a mounting block and lean towards her withers, so she learns that I can appear above her. Always walk away after doing this, so the horse is sure that you are not a predator and are not attacking them from above, as big cats such as lions would do so. Introduce your weight gradually each time and do so from both sides before tilting your shoulder and walking away. Eventually I can swing my leg over Izzy and gradually raise my head until she is confident, seeing me appear above her, on both sides of her, and taking my weight. The next step I did with Izzy was to teach her to respond to the cues while she's being ridden. If Izzy didn't listen at first, I don't repeat the cue harder, as I believe this will eventually create a horse who is lazy, unresponsive, and dull to the aids. Just keep persisting until she does the correct thing, then immediately release all pressure. If she does become lazy or starts ignoring my cues, I just go back to the basics of pressure release. As long as you listen to your horse, communicate with them in the language that they understand, go with your gut and never cut corners, you'll produce a willing, quiet, responsive and all-round lovely horse like Izzy here. Thank you for watching, hope you found it helpful. Remember, I'm not a professional, this is just what worked for me.